Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A good start. One play, 10 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A first carry for Rachaad White. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The Buccaneers at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And a short gain down to about the 33. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
When you look at this defense,
they were fantastic a week ago in the win over Houston.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
With his height, that's exactly where you want to put it for him. But even that throw was a little tall to connect for the touchdown.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
Viking 18, Hawks 70, Hawks.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Bucky Irving with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bucs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Here we go.
Fields. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here we go.
They'll run here, the former Longhorn with it. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 11 yards there, first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Don't jump. Ready?
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay.
They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator. Because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit. But facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance. And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
No muss, no muss. Here we go.
Throwing again is Fields.
Dancing to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Yaya Diaby, he's the one who got in there. He gets the sack. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Muscles by at the 25.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. Through the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Huskies are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. A run up the middle with Irving. Shoves him aside, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Handoff running left, Irving.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Under a minute to go. Clock running at a back and forth first quarter of play. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
That is caught, and he is going to have the Buccaneers first down, and he's going to have it by plenty, able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
2nd and 6 from the 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Bucs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. These two teams all tied after 1.
Ready.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
Shut up.
It's a quarterback sneak. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
Hurry.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try and sneak it here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
3rd and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt.
They'll go with a keeper. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
They gain nothing, and all they need are inches. Usually we put this on the offensive line, but sometimes it's the quarterback's fault as well on the sneak. You've got to get low and burrow.
Usually we talk about O-line surge, their D-line surge leading to 4th. He'll look to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown.
Bucky Irving.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Buccaneers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And just shedding him off there.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Here we go. Right.
Fields now to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
11. Trim split. Hey, Cam. Right.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 40 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Here we go, strike. Press, punch right. Hey, Cam. Sit high.
Now it's Fields. Flushed out right. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Don't jump. Ready?
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack. Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because...
And it's caught. Touchdown. Terry McLaurin. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Huskies are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Now Myers for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Okay, ready?
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they are looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Here we go. Right.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And they'll come up second and 7.
Ready. Right.
Back to throw. Fields. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big game downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
You got a mini base. Angel. Go.
To throw is Fields. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Here we go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Hey, Ken. Here we go, son.
Here's Fields. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Powering his way forward. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that. But I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad. Because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Here's 2nd and 8. Forced out to his left. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Here we go, son.
Now Fields. Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Here we go.
A final shot before the break. Fields. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Myers' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Nose up, ready?
Here's Fields. Flush to his right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Here we go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
This is taken around the 12. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
Ready up.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And that'll be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have the Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective 3rd down play to move the chains. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Evans. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it's 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
They'll stay on the ground with Irving. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll set up to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
On the handoff, this is Irving.
Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15.
This is 2nd and 8.
On play action, they'll throw. That's complete to White. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Buccaneers have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during the series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
From the gun, here's Fields.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. On 1st and 10, here's Irving.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action.
Ready.
Second down and 8.
Go.
Well, now they'll try the end around. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
This offense so far on third down, they've been flat getting it done. 8 for 9 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Ernest Jones.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Brandon, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed down him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Right. Here we go.
Fields. Flushed out right. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep
under pressure, and he will go down. Sat back at the 38.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you have extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking him. We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Looking for McClung, and he's got him. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down.
Here we go, Scott.
They'll try and run for it, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They come up short here on 4th down, and the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense, and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
53 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
Once again, it's Irving. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Irving.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll make this a 7-point game. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
This is 1st and 10.
Delta. Don't jump. Ready?
Here's Fields. Looking right sideline. That's complete. Down the right sideline. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. The extra point now coming from Myers. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute, as the kick's away here. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Let's go now.
They'll try and start this drive in the air, eluding the pressure right.
So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job.
Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I get and appreciate that they wanted to go for the win, not play for overtime, but that's the cost right there.
Not so sure their fans feel the same way as you when they just watch that ball get picked and taken the other way, and now they're down 6. Looks like it's going to be a loss for them, an absolute catastrophe when they tried to be aggressive.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Well, they had one final chance here on the kick.